I remember one year when I was very young, it was Christmas time, my father had purchased me a pinball machine that I had really wanted. And when he got the machine open, the instructions were all in Japanese. And it took him a full day to put this machine together because obviously he didn't have any instructions. And I remember my mom asking him, well, how do you know that you put the pinball machine together correctly if you didn't have instructions? And he said, well, there's no instructions that say that I didn't. Well, similar to a DUI case, an attorney has to have the instructions in order to put a case together properly. A police officer, when they stop you on the side of the road, they conduct field sobriety tests or they do evaluations to see whether or not you're impaired by drug, are taught very specific instructions on how to do that. And if an attorney does not know that, then how could they possibly know whether or not the officer did anything correctly or incorrectly? When you go to select an attorney, one of the questions you really ought to ask them is, do you have those instructions handy? There are many instructions. First of all, there is instructions, DWI detection and standard field sobriety testing, which all officers are trained on that do DUI enforcement. There's advanced roadside impaired driving enforcement, an additional advanced class above and beyond field sobriety testing. There is drug recognition expert called the preschool, where essentially officers learn additional information about detecting drug-impaired driving and what tests to perform. There's instructions that go with the instructor that teaches that course that will show other information that is provided to the officer. There is the actual student manual for the drug recognition expert school. So if your case involves a drug recognition expert, that's instructions that that attorney needs to have readily available. And of course, there is an instructor manual that also goes with that, that says exactly what the officer is taught during that class, including even what PowerPoint slides are used. If you are going to have a case and you're going to decide an attorney, at a minimum, they ought to have the instructions in order to defend your case properly. So when you go and you speak and you're deciding which attorney to put your trust in, ask to see the instructions.